Hey guys, Wolfie here with the video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global for the 27th of October 2020. This is going to be the November calendar, quote unquote preview / stream information. So, the usual disclaimer, any opinion in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And believe it or not, there's some stuff inside the in-game news which was not mentioned on the stream that I will be going over here. So that's that on that. I do want to mention a few things before we get into the video. First and foremost, I do apologize for a lack of communication over the last few days. I've been sick on and off with a pretty bad cold. So I've been taking care of myself, getting better, all that stuff. So that's part of it. Another couple other things that yesterday I had an appointment that's kind of sudden, but it was necessary for me to take. So I have that completely out of the way. So that's that on that. Another thing is that I haven't been playing DFFOO as much lately. I've lost some motivation to play the game. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'll get to it when I'll get to it. And then finally, the Realm rework analysis. I'm still gathering my thoughts on that. So I am aiming to get that up and running within the next couple of days. So with that, we're just going to jump straight into the calendar. So there is some information I do want to mention here. So we're going to go into the information here that's like red, purple, and blue. Because there's a bunch of information to go along here. So, we have here the Moogle Pass, which is, there's a new update. So, we have all this stuff here. So, this is the information right here. So, with an active Moogle Pass, passive abilities acquired from High Doja artifacts are guaranteed to be acquired as red passive. So, for those of you who are wondering about the Cursed 6, this is pretty much what you have to do in order to get your 3 out of 3 there. So this is the reminder, so that way you guys get to see what's going on. Now we're going to go into the known issues in-game update, because there's quite a bit that was mentioned in the stream that I will reveal here, but some of it is not. So for the game update, so we have here this stuff right here. Now you have the higher artifact orbs and the EX artifact orbs. So this is pretty much what you're going to be using to update your artifacts to get the passives. So we have here adjustments to ongoing events, all that good stuff. And this is mentioned on the screen right here. The increased limit to artifact passive abilities, it goes up to 7 from 5. That's just the amount of slots. So you're still only able to equip 3 passives at a time. Now, for those units who are not members of the Cursed 6, well, the thing is, you have a lot more flexibility in that regard. And a couple of other quality of life adjustments here. You can start certain aspects of the game, and by those with hard mode and normal mode, you can start it off in hard mode if need be. And you have here the adjustments to the following lost chapters. Power is Everything, Princess of Alexandria, and the Proud Lance of Baron. So if I remember this correctly, this is Kane, Garnett, and I believe Leon. Now, there is an update to the enemy HP display, so this is it right here. You have the percentage and the total HP damage. And textual ESCA updates to dimensions and entropy in the sense of who you use to perfect it. And not just dimensions and entropy. So I think this should be Pathos and Order as well, but I need to double check. And you have all this stuff right here. Now, this part right here, I didn't see this coming, but so we have here the new player missions, so you have all this stuff right here. Now, fortunately, this is permanent, so you don't have to worry if you're a brand new player. And you have here the character lines added to the item exchange, so you have the following characters getting their lines ahead of time. Bards from Final Fantasy, so you have Bards, Fares, Galoof, Cryle, Exdeath from Final Fantasy V. You also have Cyan, Celeste, Censor, and Leo from Final Fantasy VI. I am super happy because of my waifu Celeste. That's all I'm saying on that. So, and then you have, yeah. Then you also have this other information right here. And then you have some additional interstitials, so you have all this stuff right here. As well as, yeah. Now, as you guys can see here, there's a lot of stuff that I'm surprised Global did catch on to beforehand. So it is what it is, but I'm going to have my opinions on that later on in the video. Now we're going to get into some of the additional known issues. So you have all this stuff right here. So that's down there. We're going to jump into the event schedule. So this is where some of the other information is taking place. I do want to warn everybody that from the 28th of October through the 11th of November are going to be the period of free multis, because anything that comes after that are going to be, you have to use your resources, and I'll explain who it involves in a bit. So the question mark here for the new PT weapon, that is Kuja. I'll get into about him in a little bit later. So you have Warrior Light. He is getting his burst at LD. I do want to warn everybody regarding Wolf, is that Warrior Light, he does not have his 80/80 awakening on JP yet. So the good thing here for him is that if you miss out on his LD here, he does come back in the future. We just don't know when. Now for the Halloween campaign, we have new and returning stickers. We have Abyss Mist Memoria. Vivi is the first global unit with LD coming, so this is really good because on the stream they did mention that there will be no global first character for the 3rd anniversary. There will be another global first LD weapon in its place. My opinion on this, I'm going to get to that part right now, is that they made the right call by putting a second unit for LD first as opposed to a 3rd global first character. And they may have started to take notice of the fact that global is such a number of characters. They're closing in on JP. This would set a really bad precedence for global if they went through with the 3rd global first character for the anniversary as opposed to an LD first. So that was the right call. And alongside the LD first for Vivi, we also are getting a global first alternate costume, which is really good. So we're also going to have for the festival a double artifact token drop, a 7-day gem sale, alongside another new panel missions, and then you guys know the drill. So from the 2nd of November through the 16th of November is the Shinryu Raid, alongside the permanent edition of the Act 2 Finale Part 2. This will have free first multis for Warrior Light, his LD and Burst. Now, for the 6th of November will be the 8th chapter. His bearer will have a free first multi. The 11th through the 11th through the 25th of November is the Kurosame global debut, which will have the alternate costume. I will warn everybody is that from Kurosame and after will not have a free multi, so you do need to plan your pulls wisely. So with that, for the 17th of November are the following two events. Ultimate Bahamut, which will have the Kuja LD and Burst. And the thing is with Kuja, his LD will be returning at a later date. He does get an 80/80 awakening. And if you guys are wondering when his LD comes back, it's when Yashola gets her LD Burst second rework and 80/80 awakening. That's pretty much around that time. The 20th of November will have the Gao Lost chapter, and the 25th of November through the 9th of December is going to be the global debut of Gladiolus for Final Fantasy 15. And here's the little thing in the very bottom. The 26th of November through the 1st of December is going to be the Black Friday gem sale, so that's on that. I do want to point out, though, that starting with the Act 2 finale is that Part 2, that is, will be the debut of a new difficulty known as the Lufenia difficulty. The Broadway is saying, check out his video on the matter. It's very much better informed than I would attempt to explain it, so I'm going to leave that one right there. Now, regarding certain other aspects of this, we have the following characters getting a returning or new alternate costume. So, Warrior Light, Vivi, Terra, Kuja, Kurosame, Gladiolus, Vayne, and Garnet are all having their alternate costumes coming within the calendar, either new or returning. So for reworks, you have Warrior Light, Thancred, Laguna, Kuja, 8 for sure. And Gao is a question mark, so that's on that. So for character enhancement boards, I have 8 Gao, King, Kuja, Edgar, Sabin, Selfie, Papalimo, Thancred, Laguna, Agrius, Vayne, Gladiolus, and Kurosame. Now for Dimensions End Tier 17 is that you do not want to bring a long-ranged unit, but you do want to bring along magic and or melee units who can dish out high bravery damage because you have the Brave Prevention, and this also debuts a new plate known as the Diamond Plate. So with that, I'm going to take a pause in the video so I can gather some thoughts, so I'll be back. Okay, so I am back. So I was looking at my notes a little more carefully. Is that with Gao, his LD weapon does come back at a later date. Like I said, alongside Kuja. And with that, what do I think about certain things? Now, like I said before, the biggest tip to take out of this, and before I do, I'm going to go into certain other aspects that I forgot to mention. Now, we have here the high armor tokens, so I'm going to show what you need to do in order to unlock the newer armors. So, you'll see here, I had to show off my Lightning because I had to redo her board. Sniffle, sniffle. So, you notice here is that, right here is that her I have her like purple ready to go, so you need to have that in order to, in order to get to the newer armor. So that's pretty much the prerequisite. Now, in order to get these newer tokens, you do need to complete the Lufenia difficulty. And unfortunately, the Lufenia difficulty fights, you are given like the complete set right out the gate. So with that, again, with the Lufenia difficulty, check out the Broadway Sand. He explains it way better than I could attempt to. So, for the stream rewards, we have 20 draw tickets, 10 armor tokens, 4,000 gems, 1 power stone, and 100 gold artifact tokens. I caught myself, folks. I caught myself. Now, what do I think about all this? Now, for some aspects of the whole thing with regarding some information here, it's just I'm scratching my head at how it took Global this long for some things to show up. And it's kind of sad, in all honesty. But it is what it is. So, but I do want to address a comment I saw on the stream where the comment was replying to somebody else. And the comment was along the lines that Global should not cater to those who can't clear the chaos difficulty. Now, the problem with that type of comment is that you're scaring away newer players and those who want to support the game financially. Now, if you want to scare them away, it's on you, but don't go crying when Global keeps on losing income and issues take even longer to fix. Because the fact it took this long for some of the issues to finally be like, okay, that sort of thing, it's a really bad look. Now, some of the stuff that was not mentioned on stream, in hindsight, the fact that we see here in the in-game news, that's freaking awesome. But, like I said, this is why I feel, with some of the with that comment, I saw on the stream yesterday, this is exactly why Square Enix needs to have moderators. Because you're not going to have, because people are getting away with certain comments like that. It's just I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be all talkative, all that stuff. I'm just going to keep it to myself. That sort of thing. Because a lack of moderators, people are going to get away with whatever. And, it's really sad, but it is the truth. So with that, I'm done. Now, before I sign off, like I said, I am working on the Realm rework analysis, so there should be a few days to take, for me to film and post. So with that, I am done. With Wolvie here, signing off. I will catch you all on the flip side.